Good morning. Today we are going to be going through some mobility together. We are going to go through a reposturing series that focuses on bringing the body back into its optimal posture and alignment. When we spend much of our day sitting, like most people do, it leads to atrophy in certain muscles and then tightness in other muscles, which can cause a whole heap of problems. Imbalances in our movement, it can cause injury, chronic pain. On a deeper level, it can inhibit our energy production and our circulation and blood flow. And on an even deeper level, it can impact our emotional and mental state, bringing us into a more closed, tight, angry even mood and mental state. And so throughout this reposturing, we're really going to focus on opening up through our hips, opening up through our shoulders and our chest, and bringing the chin up and not constantly being in this closed off, tight posture that so many of us are in for much of our days while we're on our phones, while we're on our electronics, and really just focusing on moving all parts of our body. If you don't use it, you lose it. And so a big part of reposturing is using our full ranges of motion throughout all of our joints so that we don't lose that range of motion and that we move better in our day-to-day life. You will want a mat or a blanket, and ideally if you can be outdoors, if you can be in the sun, this will support our energy and our mitochondria as we expand our movement and our fascia. We will start on our knees, and if this is an uncomfortable position for you, you can do it up like this or even standing. And you want to start by creating a firm foundation before you start any of your mobility practices. You want to get a strong, confident stance and connection to the earth and whatever it is you're standing on. And so we'll do this by pushing our knees outward, and you should feel that activate in your glutes here, as well as create a curve in your lower back and really open those hips. So push outwards, and we are going to bring the chest up tall and bring our shoulder blades together in the back, and then bring your chin up so that your jaw comes back to its optimal position. And we're going to start by doing 3 deep breaths. So belly breathe into your belly. And again. And one more. And now you can shallow your breathing and keep a nice, firm, confident, tight position in your abdomen here. So keep the muscles engaged. And we are going to start with a neck rotation. We're going to work our way down the body, moving all of our joints through their range of motion. So you're going to start by bringing your chin to your chest, 1 vertebrae at a time. And then we're going to scrape along our collarbone with our chin and come to a gaze over your shoulder. So your chin should be perfectly in line with your shoulder here. Now you're going to drop back as if you're dumping water out of your ear and move to an upward gaze. Keeping that nice firm connection to the ground through your knees, pushing outward. Come to a gaze over your other shoulder. Scrape your collarbone downward and back to center. And we'll repeat this in the other direction. So scrape your collarbone with the chin. Gaze over the shoulder. Dump the ear out behind your back. Upward gaze. Over the shoulder. And come back down to the center. Throughout these movements, it's important to move only the joint that we are focusing on, so keeping the rest of your body strong and firm and not compensating in other areas. We're going to move on to our shoulders. You're going to place your hand in front of you, palm up, and we're going to bring our arm across our body here, so pinky as far that way as you can, and we'll start by lifting up. Trying to keep your shoulder in that nice pulled back away from your ear position instead of coming up here. Your palm should be facing backwards, and once you get to the top and you get stuck, you're going to spin your hand so that your palm is facing outwards, and then continue your circle back behind you. Make the biggest circle that you can, push that range of motion, and continue to twist through your shoulder. So now I'm back at the bottom here, and my palm is facing outwards, and my thumb is facing backwards. I will go sideways for the next part so that you can get a different view, but we're going to do the same movement, but backwards. So find your nice, strong positioning and foundation with the ground. And you're going to start by lifting your thumb backwards. Once you get stuck here, you'll start to rotate, keeping the rest of your body in its position. Continue to rotate through your shoulder as you gain more ability to rotate, as your arm comes upward. And down, palms should be up. And back down. And now we'll do the other side. Nice firm position before starting, palm upward across our body. Really focusing on connecting to those muscles in your shoulder. Once you get stuck at your fullest range of motion, you'll spin and start pushing backwards. These movements should be slow and controlled, almost like you're moving through jello or wet concrete is kind of the idea. We want to work these small muscles and fascia in our joint capsules. So backwards, thumb is up until we get stuck, and then rotate. Drawing that biggest circle that we can, imagining that we're up against a wall, trying to draw this circle. And back down. Check your posture, make sure that you still have a firm standing, and we're going to move on to our elbows. So you'll start with your palms up, and we're going to try to rotate this way. So rotating our thumbs down and pinkies up. Then we're also at the same time going to be lifting up through that jello, through that thick air. And at the top here, we're going to rotate the other way, pushing for more rotation the whole time that you're moving up or down. So I'm pushing my thumbs to the ground, pulling my pinkies to the sky at the same time. We're going to do the opposite way now, so keep this position with your palms down and lift upwards. And the other way, so flip, pull for more rotation. Check your breathing, check your posture. We're going to move on to our wrists. With an open palm, we can open our hands, open our palms, pull our wrists backwards as much as we can, as if you're pulling your middle finger towards your elbows. And we're going to move to closing this angle between our pinkies and our forearms. Without turning our wrists over, we're going to bring our palms towards us. So we should be looking at our palms. Now we're closing the angle between our thumbs and our forearms and opening back up. Now going the other way, thumbs to forearms first. This might not be that big of a circle, and that's all right. Just push your biggest range of motion. Palms towards you. close the angle between your pinky and your forearm, and open those palms back up. If you aren't even a little bit sweaty by now, maybe focus in a little more on the movement and just really feel it. Really feel that joint pushing its range of motion to the outer limits in every single angle. We are going to move on to our hips. For this one, you are going to want to lay down on your back. And I like to prop myself up with my elbows here. We are going to start by lifting a leg and then start bringing your heel to the opposite side shoulder. It's actually not going to meet your shoulder, but the idea is to bring it towards your shoulder. And start bringing that knee up. Once you can't go any further, you can drop your heel back in line with the rest of your leg and bring your knee to your chest as close as you can. And we're going to open up to the side and slowly open up as wide as we can, and then bring it back to center. Now moving the opposite way. So sweep the ground with your leg and start to bring that knee towards your chest. Stay as open as you can for this first part. And once you need to start bringing your knee up further from the ground, that's all right. Bring that heel across your body towards that opposite shoulder and slowly lower. And we'll do our other leg. So lift it up, leg goes across our body, and that heel comes towards our opposite shoulder. Bring your knee to chest and drop the heel in line with the rest of your leg. Open towards the floor. And bring it all the way back down to the starting position. And then the opposite way. So sweeping the ground with your leg. Really trying to open the hip. Then bringing that heel over across your body, knee towards your chest, and slowly lowering. You can sit up and we will move on to our knees. For this one, we are going to hold on underneath our knee here. And you are going to point your toes outward, twisting through the knee, and then extend. And now you're going to point your toes inward, twisting through the knee, and pull in. We'll do that one more time. Outward and extend. Inward and pull down. Now we'll do the opposite, so keep your toes pointed inward and extend. Toes point outward and lower. Once more, toes pull inward. Keep a tall chest. Outward and lower. Remember to bring those shoulder blades back together. It's easy to forget about the rest of our body when we're focusing on one part. We'll move on to the other leg. So toes point inward and extend. Point toes outward and lower. And again, toes inward, extend. Toes outward and lower. And we'll do the opposite. Keep them pointed outward, extend, point inward and lower, outward, extend, inward and lower. Next, we will do our ankles. So you can grab your knee again on the other leg, and we are going to draw the biggest circle that we can with our ankles, with our toes. So you're going to start with a point and point as far as you can, push that range of motion, and slowly move to one side, drawing that circle. Align the rest of your posture, pull your shoulder blades together in the back. Keep drawing the biggest circle, and at the bottom you can switch to the other direction. Pulling towards you as hard as you can, and completing the circle. Do the other leg, starting with a point, drawing that circle, pulling towards you, and completing the circle, and the other direction. Next, we will come into our kneeling position again. And I want you to come back to that firm foundation, that firm connection with the ground. So you're pushing your knees outward, opening the hips, allowing that curve in the lower spine. Pull those shoulder blades together and keep your chin lifted. And from here, we're going to move into a repeated movement series for the last part of today's mobility. And this is really to help instill these posturing positions for our body and for our daily movements. So when we move into our day and go to work or go wherever we're going into our workout, whatever it is, we can continue to hold these postural changes that we have practiced this morning. So knees are pushing outward, shoulder blades together, chin up, and we're going to slowly rise to a kneel and not pulling it too far so that we're jutting our hips forward, tucking the hips back in. We're keeping the hips nice and open. Even in this upward kneeling position, the knees are pushing outwards. The hips are open and the back has a small curve at the bottom. And then you're going to come back to your kneeling position. Reach your hands in front of you. And push yourself using your hips, using your glutes, into a tabletop position. And then we're going to come back to kneeling. And we're going to move to the right and move to the left, letting our fingertips drag on the mat, keeping our hips activated and open. And then we're going to repeat. So lifting up, moving right, moving left, back to center. This time I want you to focus on your breathing. So we're going to inhale, moving forward, and exhale, moving back. We're going to inhale, moving right, exhale, moving back to center, inhale, moving left, exhale, back to center, inhale, up, exhale, down, inhale, forward, exhale, back, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Really expand through your ribs as you inhale. Check your hips. Check your shoulder blades. Ensure that your spine is still activated. You're still holding that curve, that space at the bottom of your spine. Your hips are open. Your shoulder blades are pulling together. And come back down to center. And feel that posture change that we have instilled today. Thank you so much for joining me. I cannot wait for you to experience the huge transformations that prioritizing movement and reposturing every single day can make. And I hope this is a helpful part of your daily movement.